digital sheet, open and arrange his weapon so keen. He's the structured trader, a market machine. Bank moves, he mimics, he plays their game. Near a version, glory is his claim to fame. Market structure king, watch him do his thing. Pips and points, the profits sing. Trading like the banks, he's in control. Leaves the master filling his bankroll. Leaves the master filling his bankroll. His mind's a map of supply and demand, turning charts to gold with a steady hand. Forex flows like rivers in his plan. Aces bow to the market man. Break out at the open, the strategy's tight. Position for the swing, he wins the fight. Risk is measured, the balance precise. Leads on the rise, he rolls the market structure king. Watch him do his thing. Pips and points, the profits sing. Trading like the banks, he's in control. Leaves the master filling his bankroll. Leave the master filling his
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Leads on the charts. Yeah, watching the flow, candles rise up, then they drop down low. Pips in his pocket, he's stacking it tall. Market structure trader, he's got it all. Open and range, it's the key to the game. Breakout moves, profits calling his name. His name, 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 name. Market structure leads the king. Trading waves, let the profits sing. Mean reversion, he's locked and loaded. Like the banks, his strategy's coded. Coded, coded, coded. Strategy's coded, coded, coded. Charts don't lie, he reads every line. Forex indexes, he's making it shine. Positions held with precision and grace. He's in control, it's his trading space. Open and range, it's the start of the show. He's a pro, yeah, he's running the flow. Market structure leads the king. Trading waves, let the profits sing. Mean reversion, he's locked and loaded. Like the banks, his strategy's coded. Coded, coded, coded. His strategy's coded, coded, like a shadow king. dance where the prophets sing. Pivots and breakouts, his gospel's clear. Mean reversion whispers what no one hears. Opening range, he strikes the key position right where the games will be. Market wizardry. Every tech man says decree. Forex waves obey the.
Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Happy Monday. It is Monday. Completely forgotten what day of the week it is. Just the quickie, because the market's just opened. I've just pushed this risk reward tool out if anybody wanted it onto the marketplace. So it's available here. We've covered it a couple of times in the members stream, and I've covered it in YouTube, I think. But I've just pushed it out literally minutes ago. So it's up there now if you want it. All the info's up there. There's a manual. I haven't done a video yet, but there's lots of screenshots which go through what it is. And I can cover it now if you want to anyway. So just for those that wanted it, if you want to crack on with this session, trading with it, you can get it now. Right. So DAX this morning was pretty dire. We didn't go anywhere on the DAX. Oh, good morning, everybody, by the way. I haven't said hello to anybody. Morning, was check. Afternoon even. Morning, afternoon, depending where you are. Marco, Road, Momo, Plowman, Fletch, David. Afternoon, David. America loves Lee. Lee loves America. I wish. Wish I could be there. Afternoon, everybody else. Baggy, Ladder. Hope everyone has had a good start to the week. It's all right. This soundtrack, though, on fire. It is. Been a while. Who's that? Outro. How you doing? David. Nasty intro. I thought you just said it was good. Thank you very much for the $10. Very much appreciated, David. Nasty intro. AI did that. He was calling AI nasty. AI is really good. But yeah, I got absolutely lost in that Suno. For those of you who don't know about Suno, I'm going to send you off on a mission now. You're never going to come out of it. Go to suno.com and basically you can create any track in any genre. It will generate the lyrics for you. All you do is say, I want a song about a guy that trades. He's got a reversal indicator and he trades stock indices. And it will create everything. It's amazing. But you'll never, ever come out of it. Addicted. Anyway. Afternoon, Manoy. Adrian. Nasty means it was good. Oh, okay then. That's good. I don't know the lingo these days. I get so confused with what everybody says now. My kids included. Stuff's nasty, good. I don't know. I was going to say you seriously ramped up your intro. Yes, I have. Suno's brilliant. Brian knows all about Suno. Brian put me onto Suno because he made me a track. So good. Right, anyway, let's talk about trading stuff. So DAX this morning didn't go anywhere. We had a break short on, I haven't got my pen. Got a calculator. That's useful. So DAX broke short. That was your 5-minute opening range today. It broke short. I was going for the gap. I still am going for the gap, actually. But 10-minute range went in, and then we just literally sat sideways for the whole session. So stopped out on that pullback, but absolutely useless today with DAX. I get the feeling we're getting to that point in the year where we just need to stop. So I'm going to give the US indices a chance this afternoon and see if they can do something. But the news this week is obviously absolutely nuts. So we went through this in the members stream this morning in detail. I'm not going to go through it all in detail again, but we've just had the CAD CPI came out on forecast. The actual median and trimmed were slightly down on forecast, but the month-on-month standard was as forecast. So it's kind of slightly bearish for CAD, but not really. It's pretty much forecast. We've got claimant count tomorrow. We've got PMIs tomorrow. We've got the unemployment rate for the US tomorrow. Non-farm employment change tomorrow, US PMIs. Then we go into CPI for the pound, GDP for the New Zealand dollar. We've got the pound interest rate drop. We've got the euro interest rate freeze. We've got unemployment claims, CPI, and then we go into the Japanese interest rate increase on Friday. So the entire week this week is nuts. There is just so much news. So my goal this week is to try and get as flat as possible on the position trading account, because obviously just don't want to hold too much into the holiday period. But markets have been very, very, very sideways for a while now. So I expect this week we'll have quite a lot of volatility. But whether we get any direction, difficult to tell. So I'm going to see how they get on today, whether or not we get any decent movement in any of these indices. But kind of getting to the point now where I'm thinking maybe we should be sort of starting to look at taking a break, but we'll see. On the new risk reward EA you showed, is it on the marketplace? It's not on the website, it's only on the marketplace. So basically you do whatever you like with this tool. So as you can see, I've got a load of trades running here on the DAX at the moment. So when you place an order, I won't place an actual order, I'll just place a pending. But once you've placed your order, what was the question? Can you drag the stop loss to where you want it? Yeah, so you just basically move it. So it automatically defaults to a multiple of ATR. So it uses ATR 14 as standard with an ATR multiplier of 2. So when you press the button here, it will automatically place the stop loss at 2 ATR, and it will place your TP at 2R. But you can change all those defaults. So if you wanted to have it working on, you could go like something like ATR 1 with so if you're scalping, for example, and you wanted to grab a 3R on the last ATR 1, you could do that. And basically what will happen is when you hit the button, it will just give you the ATR of the last candle. So that is your ATR of the last candle. So, and then obviously a 3R. So you can, but you just move these to wherever you want them to be. So if you're using pending orders, so if I place that, that's going to place a pending order, sell stop. You can place obviously limit orders as well. So if I put it up here and then stop up there, that will place a limit order, which you can't quite see, but that's a limit order there. Which one is it? That one. Yeah. And obviously you can have it market execution. So you can see that stop loss is now a lot smaller because the ATR's changed, because I've got it on a silly ATR. But that's standard. So you can change all of this. You can change that if you want the lines to be smaller. You can adjust that as well, so it's thinner, wider, whatever you want. It does everything you want, basically. And this little feature is amazingly cool. So if you drag it around the chart and you try and drop it on a stop loss, an open order, or a TP, it will jump out the way. Look, woo! And if it then jumps out the way onto another order, it'll jump all the way down until it gets to a space where it's not going to. And the reason for that is, obviously, if you could drop it on an order like that, there, when you dragged it, it would drag the order. Cool, isn't it? I thought of everything. Anyway, I love it. It's brilliant. Which reminds me, I'm just going to move my break-even averages on everything on this order that's open on the DAX, because it might well stop out. See where we go. Right. So we have got a trade about to trigger on gold. NASDAQ is short. DOW is also short. So short NASDAQ, short DOW. Targets today. Gap fill to the downside there. Today's low as well. So Friday's low. So we've got a gap fill to do to the downside. It's pushing back up again at the moment. Upside target is going to be yesterday's high. So nice and easy targets for the Dow. NASDAQ. Got an absolutely tiny little gap there. Whether they bother with that, I don't know. But there's a tiny gap to the downside. So target to the downside is Globex low. Exactly Globex low, coincidentally. Target to the upside, yeah, back in this propulsion move to the downside. So this propulsion gap that we've got formed there, target is inside that upside propulsion gap. Gold haven't triggered, but yeah, short will be low of the day, high will be Friday's high. I'm just going to move that down ever so slightly, just so that it's within Friday's high, just in case we get a strong reaction at the highs. This gold is not stopping, is it? So I think there's a good chance today we might put a new high in. When you're looking at gold at the moment, we're very close to that all-time high double top here. It's 150 ADR basically today, so it's easily achievable for gold to do 150 ADR at the moment anyway. So we are really, really close to retesting that double top all-time high. I was expecting a much stronger pullback on this, but the commodities are absolutely flying at the minute. We looked at Aussie New Zealand this morning in the members stream. Big move on Aussie New Zealand today as well, but that is actually retracing now. We are going to get a return to origin move, which I spoke about this morning. I didn't take it, but yeah, it looks like that's going to fill. Interesting. All New Zealand dollar this move. Yeah, it's retraced on New Zealand dollar CAD. New Zealand dollar Swiss is on its way. New Zealand dollar yen not there yet, but that's not surprising because we've got strong yen off the back of the interest rate rise on Friday. That's coming back to gap fill as well. Yeah, should have taken one of those this morning, but I didn't. Right, let's see where we're going. Just see what's going on with this DAX. So this tool as well, even if you don't want it, it's fine. Don't, obviously, there's other stuff out there. I just built this one for me. The nice thing about this one though, is you can use it in the strategy tester. So if you are back testing any strategy that requires you to manually back test, right? You can now do it with this. So if you just move the chart off the foreground. So in the strategy tester, you can do everything that you can do in live trading with it. So if you want to place your sell orders, you can. You place them as normal. It does all the risk reward calculations, everything for you. When you execute them, it then places a line on the order TP and stop loss. So in the strategy tester, you can actually adjust your TPs and stop losses as well. So if you want to practice your trading, practice scalping, practice anything on any time frame, it doesn't matter what it is. You can actually practice properly, as in moving your TPs, moving your stop losses. Obviously, you can place pending orders as well. So if you place it up there, it's going to place a pending buy stop for you. If you wanted to do a sell pending order, you can place that and it will place a sell limit order. You can't cancel these. That is the only restriction within the strategy tester. Can't cancel pending orders. So if you are going to place your pending orders, they're in there for good. So that's the only downside limitation that we've got within the strategy tester. But apart from that, it does exactly what it says on the tin. Basically, you can do absolutely everything in the strategy tester that you would want to do live trading. So for all of those people that find strategies and then you basically open up a chart and stick the indicators on or whatever it is and say, right, if it was going to be an RSI strategy, for example, you'd say, okay, I would sell when the RSI is extended and then I would target whatever. You can actually trade it rather than going through visually back testing, measuring, seeing what the risk reward and everything would have been, which is the traditional way people back test. you can now basically slap all the indicators on here and actually trade it. So it's a really, really good tool. You don't need to buy it to do this. You can use this in a strategy tester and train yourself as much as you like. You don't have to buy it. So it'd be really good for those people that just want to manually practice trading, risk-free. Yeah. So the lovely thing about the strategy tester is you can just watch price flying along. You know, say for example, you want to take a trade when you get down here, yeah, or you want to take a trade when you get up there, rather than having to place those orders or code an EA to do it. You can say, I'm going to trade support and resistance, but I'm going to trade when it bounces. So you just sit here and you wait. And when price gets to where you want it to be, it's not going to do it now, is it? Just going to sit in the middle of this support and resistance for the next week. You watch. Okay. Oh, still didn't get there. Right. So you say, okay, I'm going to buy this false breakout and I'm going to assume they're going to do a 50% retracement on it. So I'm going to wait for price action to go bullish. So you sit there with your market order in place. Bullish price action comes in. You say, okay, I'm going to buy that, retrace 50% of it, have my stop under there, and see where we go. Don't like the trade. It's not working out. Close it. Yeah, it's brilliant for back testing. And just train yourself. Yeah, watching 10,000 hours worth of chart time fly past in the strategy tester and actually being able to trade it is something that is really going to hone skills, which I spent many years doing. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Two versions of that open. Oh, it's because I was doing screenshots. Right, so let's see how we're getting on with the ORBs. So no break on gold as yet. Short is in play on NASDAQ. A lot of volatility there as well. It's really jumping around today. And short is on its way for the DOW. So we're testing Globex lows. Let me just open up this and stick the DOW on. Right, so Globex low is here. We're right at Globex low now. So if we break the Globex low, previous close is your downside target, which is basically the gap fill today. So it looks like we're going for gap fill initially, and then we'll see where we go from there. Very nice. I'm buying this. I'm tired of calculating my lot size. That's just what it's for, exactly what it's for. And the best thing is it tells you all the information as well. So you see your risk reward, you can see your risk. It automatically calculates lots regardless of where you put everything. So it's exactly what it's for. Okay, been out the loop for a bit. When did the fractals show up? This is to do with just a strategy that I'm testing. Actually, it's not a strategy that I'm testing. It's partly to do with this. I wanted to implement a trailing stop mechanism into this. So the obvious way to trail is behind fractals. So if you are short now in the market, like I am with DAX, yeah, what you should be doing is trailing your stop losses behind the fractals, ideally. Yeah. So I was going to implement a button to auto trail on fractals, but I just put the fractal indicator on there to see what the best way for fractals to be calculated is. The standard fractal calculation method is 3 candles. So you can calculate fractals on custom indicators with 5 or 7 or whatever you want to. So I was just basically seeing what the standard fractals with 3 candles work, the Bill Williams version, which is why it's there. I'm not trading with fractals. It's just obviously a great way to spot market structure. The other lovely thing about this, not to go on about it, but I am going on about it, is your stop loss and TP levels can be plotted on the chart. You can see that says 1171 there. If I move these there as well, it will tell me what the total is going to be on all my stops when they get hit. So if and with a take profit, so you see we got 2 take profit levels there, 91 and 298. If I move this down here, that will recalculate to 459. That one recalculates to 952. So if I move that one down there as well, that will now recalculate that to, I need to just adjust the setting of that. What's it set to at the moment? 10. There we go. So basically what it does is it detects all stop loss and take profit lines within X number of points, and it merges them together into one total, basically. So, because obviously if you have them all like this, you can't read anything. So basically what it does is when you put them on top of each other, it just auto calculates them all together, just to make everything easy. In fact, I'll stick that down there because the DAX is now collapsing. So previous close is a good TP on the DAX. DOW, previous close is just being tested. I'm just going to move my partial up and take profit on that previous close. It's not going to hit it now, is it? Obviously. Short on gold as well. Hectic day today, isn't it? Some movement. Was there any news that spiked Aussie New Zealand? It was New Zealand dollar basically that moved. So if you look at ADRs today, I haven't looked at ADRs or anything today. You can see obviously New Zealand obviously was a massive mover. We've done 225 ADR on Aussie New Zealand. But the reason for this was at 2 o'clock this morning, something happened which tanked the New Zealand dollar. So the actual move was the New Zealand dollar drop. Look, you can see all the New Zealand pairs are extended. I had a look through the news today. I couldn't see anything specific about the New Zealand dollar. The Royal Bank of New Zealand was talking. That was going into Friday. The Royal Bank of New Zealand was talking this morning. There about economic conditions, etc., etc. But I didn't see anything here that was particularly shocking. So the main thing that came out was if economic conditions evolve as expected, the OCR is likely to remain at its level of 2.25%. So basically what they're saying is that the interest rates for New Zealand are going to stay at 2.25. We kind of knew that. They said that already. They said it at the last press conference and statement when they released the new figure. They said 2.25 is as close to target as we want to be with the current inflation, and therefore we are going to stick there. So this isn't news. But look at the time, 2 o'clock. That's exactly when the market tanked. So whether or not there were some banks or institutional players that potentially thought New Zealand might have to increase interest rates, and that confirms now that they're not going to, so they sold off a load of New Zealand dollar, I don't know. But that is what caused it, 2 o'clock. But it's not news to me, and I don't think it's news to most people. If you look at the CPI quarterly for New Zealand dollar, it's 1%. Everything's exactly where they want it to be. CPI is low, the rate is low, it's all perfect. So I don't get it. But the market obviously just decided they don't want it anymore. But I think this is why we're getting the V-shaped recovery here, because whoever did this, the rest of the market's like, what are you on about? We knew that was going to happen. So we just V-shaped recovery on it. And I was thinking of fading it, but it had already gone. By the time I saw this morning, when I woke up, we'd already retraced sort of a third of the move. So kind of wasn't tradable for me. Yeah, it's just coming back to where it was, because that's not news. We know that already. Right, on our way to partial. on the Dow. Come on, don't be annoying. It's one of those really annoying trades, isn't it? Where it just goes, nah, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll retrace 50% of this and we'll sit around for an hour and then I'll hit your target. Partial taken on the Dow. Just going to move that rest of that to break even. Partial hit on the NASDAQ. Done. There we go. 2 targets. Very nice. Finally, we've actually got some market movement that has done what we want it to do. So hopefully that DAX is also... Watch it over there. There we go. I was also wondering what those fractals were. Yeah. It's just basically to... If you trade market structure, so if you stick Bill Williams fractals on... Where are we, Bill? If you stick fractals on any chart with the market reversal alert indicator on it. So here, for example, you will always find a fractal high after a reversal alert. So whenever you're trading any swing of any description, you're going to be looking for a fractal. Now, there's lots of different ways of calculating fractals. Bill Williams is the standard 3-bar fractal, where you've got a high, a lower high, and a lower high. That is basically the definition of a fractal move. So you have a high put in, you put in a higher high, and then you put in a lower high. That creates a fractal swing. There's a lot of other ways of calculating fractals that a lot people prefer to use, like mainly increasing the number of bars. So you want a high, higher high, higher high, lower high, lower high. That creates a 5-bar fractal. Yeah, that is a stronger swing. But with a stronger swing, obviously, you've got a slower entry. So they're just really good for if you're studying market structure with a reversal indicator, for example, that gives you a confirmation of a swing high. But you know, it's one of those indicators that really is quite pointless because you can see swing highs very clearly. So if you are shorting here, yeah, we've pulled back, retested and dropped. If you short here and add a second position and average into the trade, you should adjust your stops down into here. So fractals are great for stops even. Previous close hit on the Dow. So watch this for potential pullback on the Dow. So this week potentially is the last trading week. I thought last week would probably be the last trading week, but looking at these markets today, there's a good chance that we are going to get some decent volume this week. So traders will be looking to balance the books, get end of quarter moves in, end of year figures as well. So quarterly and annual bonuses will be decided a lot of the time on this month's figures. So you might find that we get a lot of movement this week. We've got tons of news to move it, but obviously traders will want to be getting flat. So me included as much as possible. So might have some decent movement. How is everything going with your trading the last few months? Good? Good and bad? Hit and miss? Usual? Looks like a lot of upgrades. I'm all settled into my new job, looking to get my own trading account back up. Cool. Go for it. I've been developing a few things. I've been doing a lot of development for other people over the last couple of months. This indicator here is one that I've been developing for somebody, not the fractals, but this bar counter and support resistance indicator. So it just basically plots lots of different levels. It's got a session-based moving average built into it, and it does candle counting because they trade Al Brooks's methodology. So it does the candle counting system, and I'm actually building in one of Al Brooks's methods into it, which is the too high and too low pullback method, which is one of the main trading strategies Al Brooks trades, and also inside bar and outside bar detection, which I'm building into it as well. So I'm doing all sorts of stuff for other people at the minute. But I built this for me because I wanted something just lightweight, basically, for trading. Afternoon, ladies. I was going to say Bill Williams, 3 candle fractals. Yep. Where's Santa? Good question. So I presume you're talking about the Santa rally. It's not here, is it? So, yeah. DAX is on its way down to target, which is good. So, yeah, there's no Santa rally this year. But as I've said before, I did an analysis on this, and we've had a Santa rally 2 out of 4 years now, which means half the time we do, half the time we don't. So I don't think that's a myth now. The old Santa rally. Used to have lovely run-ups in December. One of those months where most of the time, if you just bought the open December the 1st, sold into the new year, pretty much make money every time you do it. Doesn't seem to be the case since COVID, though. So no Santa rally for us this year. We have just put a new high, though, in on the... so DOW is up this month. S&P, though, not really. NASDAQ, not really, is it? So NASDAQ's actually down now today. So from Friday, we are actually now there this month so far. And today's looking like it wants to dump as well. So remember I said this move down here below the 72 moving average is indicative of how bear markets start. The 72 moving average is your your quarterly moving average, 72 trading days in a quarter. So this is your quarterly bonus, basically, for your banks. A move down below that is indicative of accumulation or bear. So we're down. So this leg here is a great sell. This is exactly where you want to be getting in short for the lower low. So yeah, this is where you want to sell it. If you want a nice low risk swing trade, yeah, that is a very decent risk reward look. Let's put my risk reward calculator on it. NASDAQ. So on the daily, that is, so going down to that low, in theory, obviously, if we're bear market, lower high, we should be getting down into the lower low down here. But that is 1.22 risk reward. So I reckon you could easily get 1 to 3-ish out of it. Assuming we go bear. We might not. Who knows? 1 minute chart. Okay, pulling back on the NASDAQ. DAX has done the gap fill as well. Gold is stuck. For the Posier with a smaller account like 5K, would you still run the 0.25 risk over ADR or run a fixed lot size like 0.5? You can't run a fixed lot size on every instrument because you're going to get a different risk. So depending on what your account currency is, if you take a 0.05 on the pound US dollar and then a 0.05 on the Aussie New Zealand, you're going to get a totally different risk. So you can't run a fixed lot size. I would run a percentage risk always. If you're on 5k, 0.25% is probably going to be 0.2, 0.02 or 0.03. You should be safe with 0.25. You know it's going to turn here, probably. That's why I'm out. So these moving averages on here. So this is your standard 20 period moving average. This green one is a session moving average. So this is only plotting, this green one, the session candlesticks. So obviously the normal, it eliminates basically Globex. So obviously if you trade on futures, you don't have, or you do have Globex, but if you are using futures charts which only plot the opens and don't plot Globex, that is the moving average that you will see. So it calculates just on session candles. Quite nice. They do merge, obviously, as you can see. They merge together, usually roughly halfway through the session. They tend to come into alignment. Different people use different things. So obviously for this bearish moving average, it uses the session moving average rather than the standard moving average. That's the way he wanted it to work. Afternoon, Chris. CAD US dollar going lower. Also, oil looks bad. US dollar CAD, I'm in longs at the moment. It's not moving at the moment today. So we've gone nowhere today so far. And we have, we've bottomed out on this at the minute. But I'm not expecting, the CAD news today was ever so slightly bearish. But not really. It's more forecast. So we've had no movement on that today. You're not going to get any movement on this until the news comes out this week. We are absolutely inundated with news this week. For the US dollar, we've got unemployment, we've got non-farm, we've got PMIs, CPI, everything. We've got everything this week. So that dollar could be up here. It could be through the floor. No idea where it's going. Nobody knows where that's going this week. It will go wherever the hell it wants to. Based on the numbers. But it's going to be an interesting week from a news perspective. Lots and lots of news trading opportunities this week for those that did the news trading section in the academy. This week is going to be a lot of setups. Couldn't trade that one today. There was no spike on it. Didn't get a decent spike off of it today, but all the other ones, I don't know why that's taking so long to load. But yeah, so beautiful news trade opportunity. But we'll see. I get the feeling a lot of this US news is going to be bearish. Still selling off, new lower the session gone in on and lower the day gone in basically on NASDAQ. So watch yesterday's low, Friday's low rather, for the NAS and the DOW. If you're looking for buys today, don't know why. But if you are, that's where you're looking. And oil. I haven't looked at oil today. Get those fractals off there. They're driving me absolutely mad. Get them off there as well. Actually, no, I'll leave them on there because it's to remind me to actually see if I can put that into this. Yeah, oil. new low on the month. So this is where I'd be looking for a buy on oil. 125 ADR, $55 a barrel is kind of the new low, if you like. This $54 here, or rather 54.5, roughly 54.75. That's your previous low from March. So that's basically your low of the year. We've got the 2-month low coming up at 125 ADR. Potential buy from that. If we do break down to 200 ADR from where we are now, you're buying the low of the year. I'd be surprised if we break that. We may well break it, but I'd be surprised if we hold down here. More likely we're going to bounce out of that level. But yeah, really, oil is stuffed at the minute. Just not able to hold anything. But we've discussed this before. $55 to $60 a barrel is kind of the sweet spot for oil production. They do not like trading below $55 a barrel because it becomes uneconomical. That got down there 2020. But yeah, they do not like trading down in this area. So I would look at that as being a really good buy area this week. I say this week, if we get down there. I mean, you're looking at 200, 2 ADR, isn't it? I mean, it's easily achievable. But quite where it would bounce to, I don't know. I mean, it's certainly not testing that, is it? That would be where I would look for targets. Nice swing trade up into there. It's extended as well. On daily, yeah, daily's getting there as well. By the time you get down to this support, that will also be extended. So you'll be looking for a bounce out of here. Look. Very rare that we don't bounce out of commodities with RSI are really good. Stock indices, commodities, RSI is pretty reliable. So new low of the day gone on the NASDAQ. New low of the day gone in again. How many positions for US dollar CAD? 4. Sorry, I've jumped forward in the chat. Have you ever tried strategy quant? Yes. Yeah, it's very funny, Brian. He's AI'd me. That's very, very, very funny. Have I got glasses on? Oh, hang on. I have got glasses on. Look, you can't see behind my head. Let me just get rid of. Let me get rid of the real me. There's me. Very good. I like it. AI, gotta love it, haven't you? Gotta love it. You've got AI now that you can use when you're streaming, obviously, and you can turn yourself into whoever you want to be. So you can't believe anything you see anywhere anymore. So yeah, US dollar CAD, I'm in 4 at the moment, 4 long. Average is at 175 ADR. So we had this big drop. So some fairly decent spacing going on at the minute, but I covered this in the members stream this morning, but my plan is basically if we can rally to last week's high this week on news, I will take that off and reduce down into these two. So average will be pretty much where it is, and then take a small profit if we manage to come up into that propulsion gap. But we are extended and embedded down here. So this thing's It's ready to pop, but we're going to need news. We're going to need some dollar news. New low just holding at the moment. NASDAQ. Out of curiosity, what's the meaning of the two pictures in the background? Like out. Oh, those. Who? Oh, yeah. Adrian's already answered. When one door closes, another door opens. That is also a good analogy, but it's Portal. Those gamers. If you haven't played Portal, you're missing one of the best games ever. Based on Half-Life. If you know Half-Life, you know Portal anyway. But go and get it on Steam. It's brilliant. It's probably really cheap on Steam. £8.50. Absolute bargain. It's a puzzle game basically, where you basically have a portal gun. So you shoot portals like that, and you walk through them. So you go in one side and out the other. Brilliant game. If you like gaming. Never played. Just brilliant. Get it. It's for £8.50 or whatever that is in dollars. $12 or something. Best $12 you'll spend on a game. New indicator. Can you use it to put multiple pending orders and play with news strategy? Yeah, can do. In different directions. So if you wanted to use the EA for news trading, so you presume you're talking about the strategy we cover in the academy. You would basically have to place two orders. Yeah. Take that off, market order. So it basically allows you to place a pending order. So let's say you wanted to go long there. You would place that pending buy, and then you would place an opposite pending sell with the stops, everything in those, in whatever places, and that would be news trade. So yeah. Place two orders. Right, we are down at last week's low. So this is your previous low and last week's low down here. Yeah, so that's Friday's low we've just hit on the NASDAQ. Take my DAX off here. So close to TP. Too close to TP. I'm closing it out the DAX. Mind you, that DAX short wasn't a trade that we took in. That was me just scalping this morning. An ORB. So last week's low, Friday's low, tested now on NASDAQ. Dow, very close to Friday's low, still not there yet. Gone screaming straight through the previous close. Also got 3 bear bars in a row, which if you are an Al Brooks trader means you are always in short. Do not look for longs today, shorts only. You've got low one break short entry there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go and study Al Brooks' stuff. Which I've been learning lots more of in the last week since I've been building this indicator for people. I love Al Brooks' stuff. If you wanted to know how to trade price action, that's what you need. Hell of a delta divergence on the NASDAQ. Going to watch this low. Yep. So yeah, this is a very good entry here. obviously, if we are going to put in a lower low, lower high, i.e. a bear candle today, we've got to break through that level, but doesn't mean we've got to close below it. It means we've got to break through it. So on a daily time frame, obviously we're at the moment inside bar, but if we're going to put in a lower high, lower low, we've got to break down through this level, but we could obviously close back above it. So this is where you'll find a lot of bulls today will be looking to buy down here. Got to get there yet. Where's the signal? So we're at ADR as well. So this is your average daily range. So we're starting to get to the point where buyers are going to start to get interested down here. We've not quite hit that double bottom yet. Very close. So if we get a bounce out of here, potentially for shorts to add on. Shouldn't have got out of my DAX, should I? That's still going to be going down. Yeah, typical. Where was my target? My target was here, wasn't it? That would have hit target, but never mind. So yeah, watch this low. There we go. So that's ADR. And also that's last week's low and Friday's low. Still going though. I'm just going to tighten my stop up on the remainder of this DOW. Nasdaq's already tight anyway. We're out the lows, so there's a good probability of a bounce back from here. Gold is absolutely stuck at the minute. Can't break short. Really good attempts by the bulls there, but beaten straight back down again. But we are holding basically for the last half an hour. Outside bar, just gone in. So not stop him. Housing affordability issues. No excess underlying inflation relative to the 2% target. This might be selling off with what the Fed's saying at the moment, but it's only just started sort of 10 minutes ago or so, isn't it? No, actually, it's been going on for a bit, since 2:30. So yeah, he's been talking since the open. Talk about timing it, look. Right, as soon as the market opens, Fed decide to talk. Right, another 3 bear bars there. Solid moves down from bears. We are starting to get a little bit of support coming in, but still lower low, lower high. So until there's a green candle here, would not be interested in buying this. If you're going to take a buy here, it's virtually impossible to find a stop placement because you haven't got any support here to help you. So you could look at using ADR, which is something I use a lot, obviously. So if you want to get in long on the first bull candle here, rather than using a stop there, which obviously is very high probability of being hit, there's a 23% chance that we move beyond 125 ADR, which means you've got a much higher probability of not getting to that level. Much safer stop 150 ADR. So that would give you an opportunity for a 1-to-1 straight back up into that propulsion. Potentially. So that takes you back up into the Globex low and the previous close, and that is 1.13, where we are right now. Your indices feed, is it CME? It's broker. So this is not futures, this is CFDs. I don't trade futures in here, I trade CFDs. Same thing, though, basically. Hardly any difference, obviously. They're just basically giving us the futures quotes with a spread at the end of the day. So price action is the same, but you're not going to get exactly the same candles, but they're virtually the same. Really selling off. Okay, so approaching 125 ADR. Gold is breaking down now too. The Dow finding a little bit of support. So this is your 30-minute candle close going in now. Okay, so this is your second 30-minute candle. That's showing some signs of rejection. So potentially decent little trade there. Okay. It's 3R. If you grab it now. Obviously, it's high risk because we've got no bulls at the minute. Absolutely no bulls in the market right now, but potentially signs coming in there. Brian will tell you what the delta divergence is up to. Tell you how many bulls are coming in. Inside bar potentially here would be a decent trade long. So if we get an inside bar form here, it means that basically the bears have hit an iceberg and potentially will give up. There's a lot of money on the table there. As soon as we see some profit taking coming in, people will panic. They will start to take profit and we'll get a big, strong bull move back up while they take profit on that leg. And then obviously bears will be looking to add back in up here, potentially, if we are going to go further down. But we are we're nearly 125 ADR today. So that might be the move of the day over. So you're kind of fighting for scraps now, trying to pick a pullback. So stop just behind this area here. So if we do sort of accumulate around here and there's breakout traders selling this low, we may not get back up in here. Decent stop placement. Now just about to stop out. There you go. So the Dow did actually give us a bull candle. And that's a 3-bar reversal. Pull, pause, push. So if this candle closes bullish, a lot of the bears will start to get out of that position, take profit. Good moves today. Nice and easy. DAX will be doing the same because it's being led by the US now. So out the Dow. Nearly. 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 Out. So flat on the Dow. Gold's back inside range as well. Really, really struggling. There's no actual reason for a buy, particularly here. So we had this accumulation in Globex this morning, which it looks like they are kind of rebuying this initial propulsion gap here. That's the first propulsion gap of the day, which is untested. They added into it here. We've basically sold short straight into propulsion. So if the sellers hold this area, buyers that are trying to buy this back up again will just give up. And if that happens, we'll break down and we'll test the low of the day, which is actually here. But obviously, ADR target to the downside today would be Friday's low. So that's potentially a nice trade to the downside, but it's holding at the minute. I'm just going to move my TP on the long up into Friday's high in case we do go for a rally today. So this will be new high going into the week if this breaks long today. And we are very, 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 very close to that all-time high being taken out. Gold. Which is 43.80. Somewhere around there is the all-time high. So that would make sense. If we are going to go long, take a partial here. And if we do go for a test of the all-time high today, which is going to be pretty tricky, but if we do, that would be upside target. Back really hard. Okay, so there's your first bull candle. That's your 3-bar reversal. Beautiful 3-bar reversal. So there'll be a lot of sellers looking to exit their shorts there, which will in turn entice the buyers in. But buyers will be scalping this because they won't want to be buying a swing on a move of that strength. We've had literally 2 bull candles in the first hour of trading today. So more people will be looking to enter more shorts on this. Tricky day today. Buy limit on the pullback. Yep. So sort of channel here is your session and Globex 20 moving averages. So this area will be watched like a hawk. It's also the last batch of buyers. So anywhere here or in that propulsion gap there, which we have already tested once and got slammed out of, happens to also be the Globex low and Friday's close. That is a very, very strong candidate for sells if we get back there. So that's really what I'd be looking at for a second entry today if we get in, get up to there. But other than that, wary about buying this today. Never know. It's got to go somewhere. Right. That's pretty much all I've got for you today. So for the position trading side of things, just looking to try and get as flat as I can. Went through all this morning. Dow's coming down nicely now. So just looking to try and get flat, or as flat as I can. I've got 5 on the Dow now, haven't I? So what I might do, I'm going to take that one off there. Got a propulsion gap down here, which I might target those two at. And then this one, I will take off there as well. That one I will take off there. So I'm just going to scale out of this basically. So there's my average at ADR. So if we can push down here, I'm going to get rid of that and that, which banks a profit. And then the rest of these, just try and get basically down into this propulsion gap. But obviously the Dow is bullish at the minute, so see how we get on with that. But yeah, see where we go. A little bit more bullish price action coming in, double topped on that last 5-minute candle. So buyers hitting a bit of a brick wall here. Place to buy though. Really going up against a steam train at the minute. Right, so I'm going to get a video done on this week. I'm also creating an MT5 version. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But I am creating an MT5 version as well. But you know what MT5's like. So yeah, don't know. I will see how well it operates in the MT5 graphical user interface, which is obviously a hell of a lot more buggy. So I'll see how we get on, but it is really for MT4 this. I will get it out for MT5 in some shape or form, but there may be some functionality which we just cannot do in the back tester that you can do with MT4. MT4's back testing interface is so much better for testing things. But MT5's is better for multi symbol testing. So, this is a great tool to use for back testing. So I will try and get it as good as I can for MT5. But I'll put a post out in Discord and Telegram when that happens. I have just posted about this one in those channels as well. So go and join Discord or Telegram if you want to get updated on when the MT5 version is coming out. Didn't really get very far there. Brian's out, which is good. I get the feeling we might sit around here a little bit, but there is potential for short on that low if we get there. But where on earth you would go from here at 125 ADR? I mean, there's not a lot of room for a lot of risk reward. So you kind of want to be scalping this pretty quick in and outs on 5-minute charts here, or even lower maybe. But if you are going to take any more shorts on this, I'd want this much higher to short it today, really. I want to see a decent pullback so that I've got some room to come and retest these lows. At the minute, trading short at 125 ADR is going to be tough to get through these levels. So I would be waiting for pullbacks on this. See where we go. Before I forget, Funded Futures Network based in Florida have end of trade trailing drawdown. Doesn't go by your highest point. Stops when you close. Yeah. End of trade trailing drawdown. My Funded Futures. Funded Futures Network. Funded Futures Network, that one. Never heard of them. July 24. So they're 6 months old, roughly. Minimum trading days. Don't know. I'm always skeptical of new firms, especially if they're not offering anything dramatically different. Passing 4 days, 25% consistency rule. Pretty standard stuff, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if there's any real advantage in these guys over any of the others, to be honest. Read the FAQs. Quant Tower, Edge Pro X, Motive Wave, Mobile, and Ninja. So, no trade evade. Onyx? Never heard of that either. What's that? Onyx, new premium trading platform. Don't know. There's so many. They are cropping up. The trouble is now it's so easy to white label a prop firm. Literally anyone can start a prop firm within like a week, 2 weeks, be up and running. It's so easy now to start a prop firm. So many of them out there. There we go. We're breaking long. So watch this. Watch this area here. Moving averages, obviously. Globex low, previous close. If we are going to continue short, looking for a little sneaky trade back down into test today's low. But we'll want to see some good signs of rejection at this area, somewhere around here, before I get interested. So I want to see some sellers starting to step in. But obviously, that is potentially good entry points. So it's one of those we covered in the member stream on Friday, how to scale in to trades, or was it Monday last week? I can't remember. How to scale in and add to winners. So I'd be taking a first entry at some point on some bearish price action and adding some more size down here to see if we can break through those lows. But my phone's going mad. I've got this really annoying app which reminds you to drink water, but you can't turn it off. It's so annoying. It's embedded into my phone. I'm going to have to uninstall it. But it keeps buzzing at me, basically. I think there's messages coming through, and it basically says, you haven't drunk any water for an hour. There you go. Now I have. Shut up. Right. So, yeah, be watching for some shorts. Right, I'll leave it there today. I'm back on Friday morning for the DAX session. So if you're around Friday morning, we will be here doing the DAX. These are the last two sessions this week before the Christmas break. There's no point in trading next week. It's Christmas week. There's not going to be enough volume and there's going to be far too much slippage to try and trade most of the time. So basically this week is my last week. I'm going to watch price action this week. Today is obviously very, very good. If it starts to calm down and we start going like that at the open, then I'll just jack it in and then we're back in January. So when I stop, which will be Friday, I'll be back in January after the new year. So 3rd of January is usually first trading day. I don't actually know when it is this year. 3rd of January, a Saturday. So it will be the 5th of January, which is when I'll be back. So 5th of January will be first day back. I don't know why I'm looking at that calendar. There's one right in front of me there. So that'll be the first day back, 5th. So Friday this week is the last YouTube session and member session, and then we're back in January. So that's it. Right, so I'll be watching for short on this, potentially very low risk. Had a good morning, so I'll be looking just to see if we can just top up the bank with a little bit of a short. This is looking like a decent rejection candle going in at the moment, but it's got another 2 minutes left, and then that'll be it. So we'll see where we go from there. Should have held that last long. Yep, always the same. As soon as you get out because you don't like the look of it, it pops. That's life. That's trading. What's the name of the water app? I don't know. It's called... I don't know what it's called, actually. I don't actually know the name of it. It's just an app that basically just put water drinking reminder app. There's actually quite a few of them. I just picked the top one. It's free, doesn't cost anything, but it does remind you to drink water because it's something that I don't do enough of, and I think most people don't do enough of, and it's very important. So if you want nice, healthy skin, and you want to feel rejuvenated, you need to drink lots of water, especially if you work out in the gym a lot, because you're going to need loads of protein, loads of liquid. So, yeah, there you go. Right. I'll leave it there. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in Discord or Telegram. I will update when we are pushing out the MT5 version of this EA for trading. Yeah, so stay tuned, obviously, on Discord and Telegram or socials, basically. So I'll be posting on Facebook and everything as well. All right, so have a good week. Beware of the news. There's a hell of a lot of it. So it's going to be one of those weeks where there's going to be a lot of opportunities. So it's going to be a busy one. So good luck out there, and I will see you on Friday. Have a good day.
Click, clack, charts attack, candlesticks, they spark the track. Lead move silent, market crack. Profit stack, no turning back. Opening range, that's the game. Breakout hits, never the same. Algorithms play, but he rewires the frame. Banks whisper his name. Whipping forex, indices flex, numbers dance. What's coming next? Green lights flash, P&L stretch. Risk managed, he never sweats. West fact buzz and traders peep. Lessons deep, no time to sleep. Market's a beast, league got the leash. Feast at the feast, his game's elite. Market structures is domain. Leads the king, they know his name. Breakout sharp, he fuels the flame. Trading charts is not a game. Pip by pip, he stacking high. Mean reversion, banks comply. Leads the reason markets run. Leads the reason markets run. Candles lit, wicks on fire, spread so tight the stakes get higher. Institutional flow, he's the supplier. Positions held till charts retire. Data feeds, news he reads. Fibonacci maps the seeds. Supply demand his mind exceeds. Trades ignite like lightning speed. Stop loss tight, take profit wide. Leads precision, unmatched drive. Liquidity pools, banks coincide. Retail's blind, leads the guide. Charts unfold, the stories told. Entry bold, accounts in gold. Trade by trade, the wins are sold. Market alchemy legends mode. Whoa.